Hi everyone, Amanda Saladin here from Love Life Yarn, and today we're going to be crocheting this easy French square, which is just 3 rounds, and I'm going to walk you through every single stitch. So are you ready? Let's get started. To begin our square, we're going to chain 6. And we'll join to the first chain with a slip stitch. For round 1, you'll begin by chaining 4. This counts as a double crochet and a chain 1. And then we're going to double crochet and chain 1 11 times into the ring, which will give you a total of 12 double crochet and chain 1 because we're counting that first chain as a double crochet. Now join with a slip stitch in the third chain of your beginning chain 4. You might need to use your fingernail to get it into the chain. For round 2, you'll slip stitch into that first chain space. We're going to work right here in this chain space. So now chain 1, and we're working a puff stitch. So you'll yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and repeat. We'll do that a total of 4 times. Yarn over, insert, and pull up a loop. Yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, and one more time. Yarn over, insert, pull up a loop for 9 loops on your hook. Then you will yarn over and pull through all 9. And now chain 2. We're going to work a puff stitch in the next chain space. Remember to yarn over before you pull up a loop, and do that 4 times. Now we're getting ready to work a corner. So chain 3, and we're working treble crochet in the next double. So yarn over twice, and then right here in this double crochet, not the space, you're going to go ahead and work into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 again, yarn over and pull through the last 2 for a treble. And this is our first corner. So chain 3 to round out the other side of the corner. And we're going to work a puff stitch again in the next chain space. Now chain 2 and puff stitch in the next chain space. Chain 2 again. You can see we have 2 in a row here. We're going for 3 before we do a corner, so another puff stitch in the chain space. And now we're at a corner again, so chain 3, work our treble, remember to yarn over twice, and we're working into that double crochet, into the stitch, not the chain space. So yarn over, pull a loop, and then yarn over and draw through 2 loops 3 times. That'll be our corner. Now chain 3 to work down the other side. And we're going to work a puff stitch in this first chain space. Get it through all the loops. My trebles here get a little loose there. Just pull it through last. Okay, chain 2 and work a puff stitch in the next chain space. Chain 2 again, puff stitch in the next chain space. And now we're ready for another corner. So chain 3. See, when you have 3 different puff stitches, we're ready for a corner right here. So treble in the next double crochet. Chain 3. Puff stitch in our next chain space. Chain 2. Work another puff stitch in the next chain space. Chain 2 again. Another puff stitch in the next chain space. And now we're at our final corner, so chain 3, work our treble in the next double. Chain 3 again. And then we were going to puff stitch in this very last chain space. You can see here, there's one left. And so we will puff stitch here. Chain 2, and we're going to finish off round 2 with a slip stitch in the top of that very first puff stitch that we made. And there is what it looks like after round 2. Move my yarn tail out of the way. So after 2 rounds, it should look like this. All right, now we're ready for round 3, our final round. So you will chain 1 and single crochet in the same stitch as your join. Chain 2. Skip the chain 2 space right here between these puff stitches. So don't work here, we're working in this chain 3 next to our treble. And you want to work 4 double crochet in this chain 3 space, if your yarn will cooperate. Mine is not. Now chain 2 and work a treble in the treble from the last round. So yarn over twice, always remember that for your treble. And right here in the treble, we're going to work another treble stitch. And now for the corner, we're going to chain 3. And we're actually going to slip stitch back into that treble we just did. You can see the stitch right here. It's kind of weird to kind of go back into the stitch, but it makes that nice little edge. Chain 2, work 4 double crochet in the next chain 3 space. Now chain 2, we're going to skip this puff stitch and the space in between it, and we're going to do this middle out of the group of 3 single crochet in the top of that stitch. Chain 2, work 4 double crochet in our next chain 3 space. All right, chain 2. My yarn's getting a little tight here. Let me loosen it up just real quick. Now we're working a treble in our treble again. Chain 3 and slip stitch back into your treble. Chain 2 and work 4 double crochet in the next chain 3 space. Now chain 2, skip our next chain 2 in between these puff stitches and single crochet in the next puff stitch. Chain 2, 4 double crochet in that next chain 3 space in the corner. Chain 2, work a treble in our last treble. Chain 3 and slip stitch into the top of the treble. Chain 2 and work 4 double crochet in the next chain 3 space. Now chain 2, again skip that puff stitch in the chain 2 and work the single crochet always in the middle of the little set of 3 between your corners. Chain 2, work 4 double crochet in the next chain 3 space of the corner. Chain 2, work a treble in the treble from the last row. Chain 3, slip stitch in the top of our treble. Chain 2, 4 double crochet in the next chain 3 space. Chain 2. And now we're ready to join to our very first single crochet with a slip stitch. And that is the 3 rounds that make up this easy French square. Great for joining motifs, all kinds of wonderful projects. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Come visit me at love.life.yarn.com for more than 300 free patterns and other great video tutorials.